Hello everyone, this is Planckera, and welcome to my universe. Alright, so I'm mostly feeling up to drawing. Should be all good. Anyway, hello there Frederick, welcome back. So, I was kinda looking at things, and I don't know, when I compare these two, the character here just is not sufficiently Koromaru. So, I figured that I'd go try to change that a little bit. And it's like, I know I picked this really light blue from this, technically, but these blues do not look the same. So, here we go. I guess I'll pick a darker one. I don't think the darker one suits this design very well, though, so I'm gonna have to figure some stuff out. Character design is hard. And, yeah, you know, like I said in your comment there, just, you know, no need to stress out about things. I'll be here, like, every day. So if you want to stop by, you know, you can do so, and if you got other stuff to do, no worries. You can just drop by when you're feeling up to it, or when you feel like it. I think that is a good way to approach live streams, personally. No need to stress out about showing up every day. I can definitely see why I picked this blue. It does look a lot better with this particular style than this darker one, but let me just change everything to the darker one for now. Just to get an idea of what all that looks like. Like, I don't have to use the same one-to-one, but I should definitely use more colors from over here. What about you? Are you the color I used on the coat? Pretty dang close to it, actually. So, yeah, I probably just picked it from a different spot, so that's fine. I'll change the color on the shoes in a little bit. I don't want to do it right now. Anyway, I'm still not feeling super great. But, as always, I will do my best. Alright, I don't normally show the eyebrows showing through the hair, but maybe I should this time, so this way I can draw these kinds of little eyebrows. You know, as opposed to, like, the line eyebrows, sometimes you see them drawn more like this. Where they're a little bushier and shorter. So I might go for that kind of thing, and I don't know, it's still not screaming Koromaru to me, so I'm trying to think about how I should go about fixing that. To be fair, I have a limited amount of stuff to work with here. Koromaru's design is very, very simple, and I'm wondering if I should put the cardigan up on her shoulders and have it more this silhouette here. That might actually make more sense. Okay. And I'm just trying to see what else is there. It's like, I don't really want to use the C's armband. Let's see, I don't really want to use the C's armband. This is supposed to be, you know, just a nice casual outfit, and nobody wears the C's armband outside of persona activities, so I don't really want to use that. It's like, I do think that his fur patterns are very interesting, so it might be nice to figure out how to go about that, and I do see that there's some stitching here, so maybe I could do something with that. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I will be here when you want to. Just come when it's fun. Don't worry about it when it's stressful. I don't think watching anime girls on the internet should be stressful. Looking at the nails on the paws here, I don't actually think that having long nails would suit this design at all. So I don't think I would necessarily want to use that. And I don't feel like I can use the darker gray on the top of the head there for hair. Even if I did some two-toned hair kind of thing. I don't know, I just feel like that kind of gray would just make her look old. As opposed to, you know, the nice, lovely silver that anime girls with white hair would actually typically have. I guess I can take a look. Let's go take a look. I am definitely sick. That's why I said at the start of the stream that I was still not feeling great. Man, it's just so dull. And even if I just do part of it. As like a two-toned hair kind of thing. I don't know, I just don't like that color for hair. Is there a way I could incorporate it on the back of her dress? Let me pick up another Koromaru reference here. And perhaps a slightly different style, so this way I can get a good feel for his fur patterns. So yeah, he's just got the white belly, basically. And then, of course, the white going up the tail. Because fluffy Shiba Inu tail. They're very cute. Should I do something on the dress, then? So this is probably going to be a case where I just kind of mess around with things for a little while. And try some different patterns. And I'll see what happens. Let's see. But this is the kind of thing that I need to get sorted out now. I really cannot save this for later. Because if I don't get it sorted out now, then everything is going to look wrong forever. And that would just be unfortunate. It would be terrible to finish the design and just have things look bad and have to go back and do things over again, or I don't know, I just kind of decided to do it on a whim, really. It's like I got interested in live 2D style animation a while back, and I was more interested in it for game development purposes. So I wanted to put animated portraits in games, but all the tutorials out there were for how to make VTuber models. So I was like, you know what, sure, I'll go do it like this, I'll follow your tutorials. So I learned how to make VTuber models, and I just decided to make one for myself, and decided to actually use it for streaming. I wasn't even sure if I would like streaming or not, so I just tried it, it was pretty cool, and here I am. Still doing it, because why not? I'm having fun, so might as well keep going, right? So there was no real special reason for it or anything. I just felt like it, so I did. I hate it. I do. I don't like it. Let me see, if I had it follow the pattern of the fur on Koromaru a little bit more, made it a little bit, I don't know, more pointy. Nope. Hate it. Hate it. Hate it. I just don't like that gray. I prefer working with the white. Okay. So that's not gonna work. What else can I do to make you look more like this? Okay, I'm gonna do a coat variant here. Because right now... Oops, no, I did not mean to remove the layer. I meant to duplicate it. Okay, so coat variant. So basically, what I'm gonna try is... I'm gonna try moving the coat up on the shoulders here. And I'm just gonna do a very quick and dirty thing. I will hide the details for now. Oh yeah, that's where I was just trying some stuff. Or we'll put it up on the shoulders and get the same kind of shape as is here. I do think it needs to be open just because otherwise the silhouette would be really dull. So I still want to keep that shape, so it's not going to be exactly the same as this. But I think turning it into a jacket is cute. So, anywho... this will mean that I have to change the buttons. I don't know. I think it's probably okay. If I did it like that, I'd probably make the sleeves a little bit tighter around the shoulders, so let's get that shape in there. I think having it a little bit fluffy near the cuffs is fine. A lot of people buy cardigans too big anyway, because then you can cover your hands and keep your hands warm, and also it's cute. So, I think having it a little bit too big is fine. I am indifferent here between these two choices. I don't think that either one necessarily looks more like Koromaru, so I'd have to do a little bit more. Kind of wish I could incorporate the dog nose a little bit, but I don't see how I'd do that without making it just like literal dog nose. Or how I'd incorporate, you know, the white fluffy front. It's like I said, I could give her the big eyebrows, I guess. Let's go ahead and do that. I'll put some eyebrows on top of the hair here. And I'll use the darker gray for that. We'll just flop them on there. Make them look a little bit more friendly, I guess. Okay, and I will reduce the opacity just to show that they're behind the hair, and I guess it's fine. I think I'm gonna be saying stuff like that a lot today, where I'm just like, I don't know. Today, I don't know. I am just not completely satisfied with what I've got. Let's look. It's more Koromaru pictures. Yeah, I was also thinking of, like, the vague dog-colored necklace kind of idea, but I think that would overlap too much with the headphones. Yeah. I mean, it's why I'm here every day. I like doing the thing. So I keep doing the thing. It's no more complicated than that. Always do the thing. I think it's easy to get caught up in life or feel like you just can't do the things that you want to do. I've been feeling that lately with some writing. With, I don't know, art is hard. And I am still kind of a beginner when it comes to writing stories and whatnot. So I've been trying to do more of that, but it's really hard. Sometimes it does feel like that I just won't be able to do it, but you know what? I've been making sure to do at least a little bit, not necessarily every day, but most days. Just because I kind of have the luxury to do it most every day if I want to. And what do you know? It's been steadily improving, so that's been pretty sweet. So sometimes you just gotta sit down and do the thing if there's the thing you want to do. Make some time for it, it's worth. This is where I'm wondering if instead of a cardigan, if I should go for some kind of vest. I do not know how I would make a vest work. Okay, Japanese fashion. Show me what you got. I'm gonna look up some Fashion vest. See if this will give me any ideas. Not especially so far. And I do kind of like the cardigan. Can I make the shoes a little bit more paw-like, maybe? Just let me see. Let's look at the shape of your paws. But the way you stand, would giving them a small heel actually make it work a little bit better? Let's find out. Let's find out. I'm gonna try to mimic these shapes a little bit more. It's like, I don't really want to make them look claw-like. I think that would make it look way too edgy for such an innocent look. But there might be something else I can do. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this down a little bit. And pull this up, and we're just gonna put just the slightest hint of heel, and there are shenanigans because I have the body layer in there, so I'm gonna take it away while I figure out the shape of the toes here. Okay, so I do want to pull this down. The idea is basically to make the bottom part flat here, but have it look a bit longer than it otherwise should. And then we make this a little bit rounder, give super round toes. Look how round those toes are. They are so round. Okay. This does kind of change the style of shoe that I was thinking about, but you know, that's fine. And then I just give it like a slight incline there and go for the small high-heeled sneaker kind of thing. Nothing super fancy. Just put a little bit more of a platform on it, and it'll be a little bit more that shaped, I guess. Okay, let's do kind of the same thing here. This part needs to come down just a little. Make it look like she is standing on her toes. And I guess I should make this the darker color now while I'm here. I wonder if my past self could sense that I was about to change something in the shoes, and that's why I didn't want to put anything on it. Or why I didn't want to make the change right then. I could believe it. My senses, my sense for the things that need to change are actually pretty on point sometimes. Okay, so now, because it's a more of a high heel, it'd be a little bit more like this. So I can adjust some of these shapes a little bit. Try to get her feet on the ground, you know? It's always nice when your feet are actually touching the ground, you know? And you're not just floating out in space with no control over your body. That honestly sounds a little bit terrifying. Honestly, as fun as being out in 0G sounds, some part of me is still a little bit terrified by it. Where you can just kind of casually float. Okay. And now I can kind of adjust the feet accordingly. Get rid of some of the excess. Okay, so we have a slight incline there now. I guess it's a little better. Can I get something on the toes there to represent those claws? Got poor little claws there. Like I said, I don't want it to be pointy because that's a little bit too edgy for a style that's so innocent, but can I do something like that? I don't know, even that feels a little edgy. They look a little bit too much like studs. Maybe... Okay, if I take the darker gray that I'm using like nowhere else, I think I'm using it in the headphones, so I'll use that one. And just kind of run some lines around the toes. We'll do 4. Will this have the effect that I want it to have? This is not proportionate yet, but it's close enough for me to see. Yeah, I think that works. It has a little bit more Koromaru energy. But I'm still not convinced the energy is there yet. I mean, I think the most important part is just the wings here. That's gonna be the biggest thing, and you know what? They are not the same kind of wings as is drawn there. So what I'm actually gonna do... Let's see, I'm gonna take these out here. And I'm gonna spend a bunch of time just drawing them correctly. Okay, because I think this is gonna be key. Okay, so... Yep, we're just gonna clear this and try again. So basically, the way this wing works... one moment, gonna cough. Okay. We're good. Anywho, what was I doing? Yes, wing. So the way this wing works is it's got... Man, why is my pen freaking out? Okay, so we got this wing here, and it's gonna go back. Right now I had it kind of going out to the side, but I needed to go backward. So I'll go ahead and draw the little piece that's on the side there, just so I can see the perspective a little bit better. Yes. There we go. Okay. Now then. I just wanted to kind of come out here. Maybe I should do this on another layer just so I can do the same kind of thing. And I can draw it a little bit more like it's sideways and then adjust accordingly. Does not go up that high. It's actually quite flat. And I don't want to use that gray there. I just want to use my shadow color to separate the wings here. We're gonna have this kind of shape. Okie dokie. And then we got the wings. I will separate the little feathers. Okay, and now I can kind of separate the feathers in the silhouette, so it looks a little bit more wing-like. There we go, so something like that, and there we go. A little bit more in perspective there. I want it to be a little bit larger. Okay, now let's get this on our back. Okay, that works. Not that much smaller. What am I doing? Alright, let's get this onto her back here. And then I can kind of think about, alright, where is this backpack going to be sitting? This theoretical backpack that exists there. And then I can worry about the perspective here. I think I want this wing to be a little bit more tilted to the side. recede a little bit further into the background, and I think I want it a little bit lower on her shoulders here. Okay. So I think that looks a little bit more like Koromaru's wings. Silhouette of the character still looks fine. So we're good there. Is there anything else I can do? Ah, the downside of using solid white animals as as inspiration. I guess solid white and gray. But we got the eye color, we got some nice blue trim from this. I'm pretending this isn't there. I got some little claw marks on the toes that I think are cute. I'm not really using the tail yet, other than just the hair being super swishy. Like Shiba Inu tail. I don't know, should I put in a side ponytail or something? Let's try it. Okay. So just for the sake of science, I'm gonna go ahead and make this entire part of her hair dark, just so this way I can attach a little curly side ponytail coming out. And it will be like extra curly. Like cute Shiba Inu tail. That's terrible. Let's try again. Because I feel like this is one option to better incorporate the tail, but the tail kind of goes the other direction is the thing. Where you can't really see it in there because we're just looking at the front side of them, but the way Shiba tails work is actually a little bit more like they kind of come down at the bottom and then curl upward, and that might look awkward as a side ponytail actually. I'll try it. Yeah, I don't think that quite works for a thing at the top of the head. It's like I might be able to do something the other way. And have it just be upside down. But even that's not really working for me. Okay. Yeah, I see why I didn't pick that option. Why are you not dead? There we go. I see why I just went with the silly little ahoge instead. But overall, I do like the way that the hair curls. I think it is very cute. Ooh, character design is hard. Okay. So I do see that Koromaru kind of has these little tufts coming out. Can I make the feeling of tufts a little bit stronger here? While still keeping everything nice and curly. I'm gonna hide the wings for a moment. So I'm just gonna change the shape of the hair just a little. And see if this gives me more of what I want. More Koromaru-like. Okay, I don't like it up there, but I think here is cute. I think I could work with it down there. Let me just shape this a little bit more. Yeah, I could get behind something like that. I do like the little headphones. Let me see if I can make them a little bit more prominent there. So that, I think I just want to bring it a little bit further to the left here. Okay. Let's turn the wings back on. And I think if I'm going for cardigan, I actually shouldn't put any fur on it. Okay, let's figure out which coat I like better. Do I like it on the shoulders? Or do I like it hanging up and around? So hanging off the shoulders or on top of her shoulders. I do think this way is a little bit cuter, but is this way more Koromaru? Because it does follow the silhouette of his vest a little bit more closely. Especially since I'm changing it at the bottom already. Okay, I think this way makes a little bit more sense. I will still keep both variations for now. So we're not going to delete anything yet, but I will move the buttons up there. Okay. I do think that this little bit of stitching is potentially cute. So let's see here. Can I put some of that, like, on the dress? It's like I can, but I'm not sure it does anything for it. I actually think it might look better without it. Okay. It's okay. It was worth trying. So this is where I can think about things like accessories and anything that might be useful there. But his only real accessory is just those big old wings. And, I mean, I guess there's the evoker. I did try to do something kind of similar with that, with the little hairpin here. It's hard to see right now, but it'll look like a little wing when I put it on, and maybe I'll put one on the other side too. So I think that'll work. But maybe I can do something with this shape again as a bracelet or something? Let me just think about that for a second. Maybe a watch? I don't know. Let me go see what Japan is doing. Show me your nice bracelets. What kind of things are popular? Are woven bracelets popular in Japan right now? Okay. Okay. What kind of other colors we got that I can use here? I can probably use a little bit of red from the eyes if I want. So maybe just a little red braided bracelet? Let's see here. Where should I put this? I'll put it here. I'll just make this like accessory central. Okay, so I can just... This will be like a little braided thing here, and it'll have a little blue... gem-like thing right there. I'm just thinking again. Just thinking again. I'm gonna hide her hair for a second. Just wondering if her shoulders look a little bit tense. They probably do. I'll fix that as I kind of get to rendering this. It's like I think it might be a little bit more recognizable as Koromaru. I mean, it's normal. Art is hard. And like I have been kind of saying, I'm trying to make this character look a little bit more like a human version of this one. Right now, I'm not quite sure how recognizable it is. I think if I told somebody that this was supposed to be a human, technically gender-swapped Koromaru, that they'd be able to see it just because of the wings on the backpack. But I'm seeing if there's anything else I can do just to make it a little bit more convincing. And then from there, just various things that I can do to make the design a little bit more interesting. But as always, character design is just always something. You gotta think about it. Can't be lazy. But yeah, I mean, everything about this kind of outfit, I mean, just like one-piece white dress with a cardigan, it doesn't allow for much complexity. Because anything I add to this is just going to... I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's gonna feel like too much. Wonder if I can make this look a little more stitched. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, I'll keep that. And then maybe I just add this kind of stitch pattern in a few more places. I could probably do something like that on the bottom of her shoes there. That might work. Or I have one part blue and then we just intersperse some white in there. No, I prefer it solid. But I could probably do it on the sides. Just some little stripes. Yeah, and I even think strong stitching down there with blue could actually look very, very cute. Yeah, I think that's cute. Okay. I don't have very many patterns to work with here, but there's probably enough. And then, yeah, we got this little button there. I'll probably use this exact button design for the buttons on the coat here. 'Cause I think that's perfect. Okay, yeah, I think I can be happy now. I think I made the necessary changes for all of that. I'm still gonna want to take another look at the design at some point. And let me see. So this goes down to like hips. So I think I might make the coat just a little bit longer. Just a little bit. There we go. And mostly just want this center point to be a little bit further down. I wanted to show the blue there just to break things up a little bit. But otherwise, I think something like that could work. Okay, yeah. Oh, hold on. Got a cough here. One moment. Okay, yeah, I think I'm happier with that. I still want to take another look at it later, but I don't think I'm going to be changing very much about her face and hair and stuff. So I think I'm going to start rendering out her hair. Alright. So let's go ahead and hide all the irrelevant stuff there, and I'm actually gonna hide the wings so that this way I can see her hair quite clearly. And now I'm gonna go start refining the shapes here. We'll get everything nice and neat. Am I satisfied with my proportions? Yeah, I think they've been looking fine. They haven't bothered me. Arms might be a little bit short, but that's the only potential problem I see, so let's go ahead and fix that. I'll just slap all of this into a group real quick. This way I can change the entire thing at once. Okay. So I think this arm is a little bit short. Just a little bit, though. Okay, there we go. Okay, yeah, that looks better. I was just lining things up with her legs. And I think that should be okay. Does it look long? Look, proportions are hard. But no, I think it's just her shoulders are a little bit high. So that should be a good length once I make it look like she's no longer shrugging. Okay. Alright, let's go in. Let's start doing some hair. And we'll just get all of this nice and smooth. I'm even gonna hide the ahoge for a little bit, and I'll just start getting all of this nice and smooth. Okay. I want to be able to see a little bit better, so let's go ahead and put some shadows underneath here. She looks so ominous at the moment, but it's okay. I'll fix it. Right now, I just gotta leave things like that so that I can see. Okay, so the big thing I gotta figure out here structurally is where do these little extra tufts come out and how do they go back in? So currently I have it lined up with like the top of her eyes, and I think that's fine, so I will line up the side a little bit better. Okay, and then I want them to kind of come back in just a little bit. Make them a little bit more tuft-like. There we go. Now it's kind of coming out the way it should. Okay. I'll start doing the same on this side, where once again, I kind of want it to come back in. Make it look a little bit more tuft-like. This is sticking out way too far, I think. Okay. Let's go ahead and pull it back just a little. Pull this side in here. And I'll pull this side in right here. It was just making her hair look a little bit big. I don't think I wanted her hair to be quite that massive. And I'm going to go ahead and hide her back hair for now. Just focus on the shape of the front here. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and refine some stuff here first. This way I know how much thickness I have for the little bit coming out here. And right now this is not nearly rounded. So that is the important part here. And I do want it to come back up onto her face. Just a little there. And I'll figure out how to separate all these little strands a little bit later here. For now, I'm just kind of focusing on the overall shape. And you know what? For now, I think I'm actually just going to make her entire head. Well, no, I can't do that. I don't want to lose the skin tone that I have, but I was thinking about making most of her head the shadow color. I'll leave a little spot by her nose, just so this way I don't lose my color. But this way, I can draw however I want and really, really focus in on that shape. So we're gonna get curly here. And don't worry, everything should get a lot more visible and easy to read once I'm able to put in all the shadows. But it'll be a little bit of time before I can do that because... well, there's a lot to draw here. A lot of little shapes to perfect. So I just gotta focus on getting everything nice and smooth. Nice and smooth. Nice and curly. I gotta have all those cute little curls. They are very important. Do I like it up on the cheek there? I mean, I do, yes, but do I like it like this? I'm not used to drawing hair like this. I want to try again. I think I'm getting too much into the details in a few places here. This side, on the other hand, I think it looks pretty great with where it is on the cheek. So maybe I should do this first. And we'll just get all those cute little curls in there. Yeah, I think that side looks pretty good. And do I want a second curl? No, I think just a little bit of loose strands and stuff will do everything. So I'm going to keep the silhouette nice and simple. And we're just going to have a singular curl out like this. And then there'll be some more further down. So out on this side, it'll be a little bit more like this. A little bit more like this. And everything will just be nice and curly. Never underestimate the power of the cute little curl. Makes everything so much better. In fact, I'm trying to curl the outer edge here, but I still want it to be covering the side of her head. Oops. I still want it to be covering the side of her head. So you can see that I'm being very particular in where I let it start and end here. Just so that this way I can curve it and still have it cover her face. So there we go. There we go. Okay, so something like that. And then, just for my own reference, it'll kind of curl back up like this. And then on this side, this part will just be behind. So I might even want to tuck this in a little bit more. If I just grab it and... there we go. That kind of shape or something. Okay. Yeah, I think I like it. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and fill in some stuff here just because everything will look strange to me if I don't. And I can start focusing on some of these other shapes. So first, I would like to get the top of her head. Make it equally as round and fluffy. Okay. Nice and round. So you can see, even when I have the general idea down, the exact details might change a little bit. Often they change quite a bit. It's pretty normal. But you can see that a lot of the conceptual stuff hasn't actually changed. We still got really, really fluffy round hair. Really, really fluffy round bangs. And all that good stuff. It's just now I'm kind of doing what's necessary to bring that concept out into reality. And that is requiring a few shape changes here. I don't want it to hang off her head too hard. And the exact shape of some things, sometimes it takes a little bit of exploring to find the best option. So the sketch, very much just for getting my ideas down. And from there, I do what's necessary to just bring it all out. This is too high. It's supposed to line up with like here, so it needs to be like all the way down here like this. This one's a little bit too low. Do I like that? Do I want it to align higher? I think I do. I think I'll align it with the eyebrows instead. So instead, that would be about here. Decisions must be made. But I can still change my mind a lot. It's all good. So just a tiny little kind of tuft thing going on there. And then this part doesn't necessarily have to overlap the chin anymore. So I'm gonna focus in on this side. The side that we see a little bit more of, just so I can really explore the shape and make sure that I am actually happy with it. Once again, I gotta get those cute little curls just right. Gotta have cute little curls. Gotta have those cute little curls. They're so important. Oh yeah, that's cute. That right there, that's a cute little curl. Okay, and I want to kind of compare it to the inspiration here, which is the little tufts of fur coming out on the side here. So let's see, how exactly should I make those look? I feel like this side is still a little bit too strong, so I'm going to go ahead and shave it down just a little. I don't particularly feel like the shape of her head looks right, though. I don't. So that might be throwing me off a little bit too. And then I'll just add a little strand coming off there, just so it doesn't look quite so lonely over there. Okay, yeah, that seems fine. I wanted to make it look at... I want to make it look a little bit more natural. But so far, I think the overall shape is working for me. Okay, and then from there, I also need to figure out the nice little curls here, and exactly how these are going to connect up into her head. So, something kind of like this. All of these should be in front here. In front of the strand, that is. Then we have a gap. What are you? Just a random gray spot, sure. As you do, I suppose. As you do. I guess I'll have 3 on each side. That seems pretty reasonable. So this part, this curl is like facing the viewer completely. So there needs to be like another curl in this somewhere. There we go. Just pull it out like there. It's like magic. It wasn't there before, and now it is. I can tell I've been doing a lot of talking because my nose is getting a little stuffy. Might need to get up to go blow it in just a second here. Okay, so still just kind of exploring how all this is going to connect here. I want this to be a little bit rounder through here. And which user is going to be in front? Okay, I'm trying to picture this in my head. If we had it facing front. So we got it. We just got her facing the front, like. There we go. That's a head. I'd have shapes kind of like. So we got one coming out there. Got one coming out here, facing a little bit more kind of toward the viewer, like that. And then they switch sides. There's a little part in between them. So this one will be facing toward the viewer very strongly. So something kind of like this. And if I were to tilt that this way to match what I've got here, which would be in front? It's like the ones on the side here would cover up all the ones there, right? Like this one isn't necessarily further forward than the rest. So, yes. I do think it would be like this. So we have this guy very much facing forward. And then we have this little round guy sitting on top of him. And this little round guy sitting on top of him. And this guy, we'd see a little bit more of the curl this way. So do I do something like this? No, the curl is still underneath, right? I think so. Yeah, so all the curls cover each other. But nonetheless, it does still kind of go this way. And then here, do you cover everything? I think you do. So rather than like that, it would be like this. You would curl up to the top here. Whereas on this side, this part is covering the side hair. So it's like that. Okay. That seems about right. Okay. Still gotta mess around to some things. You know, when I just start going, that I am not happy with something. Something not quite working out for me. Let's try some things. I just feel like her hair is a little bit big. And I guess on this side, I think the little tuft should actually be like almost completely behind the hair. I'm gonna completely erase it here. And I'm gonna redraw it. Okay. So we had the little tuft. It's gonna be like sitting back here. I think a little bit shows. And then we have the hair coming down through here. It's gonna go kind of toward the chin here. This curl is just not very cute. Okay. I think I'm gonna fix the shape of her head real quick. Because that might be throwing me off too. So let's go ahead and just undo all of this random stuff that I did in order to see the hair a little bit better. If I need to see the hair a bit better, I will invert the colors next time. Why are you not switching? There we go. I am just not hitting my buttons correctly today. Like, I swear, when you get sick, everything just gets worse. And with my coordination already being like, you know, 2 out of 100. Things get real special sometimes. Okay. Let's make this head look nice. I feel like it got a little bit too much going on there, so let's trim the top here. That will probably also help me figure out how to place her hair. And we'll get a nice jawline. And all will be well. I still want her features to be very round and squishy. Because I feel like Koromaru is very round and squishy. I want her to look very pettable. Perhaps an odd term to use to describe a human, but I don't know. I think there are some humans out there that just look very pettable. So I'll give her a nice soft face. Nice, soft face. Okay, let's put the hair back on. Okay, that did help a little bit, actually. Alright, so negative hair right now. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Like, I like this idea. I know I can make it work. I just gotta work things a little bit harder here. And really understand how things are three-dimensionally. Speaking of, I'm gonna be going through a training arc. Ooh. I'm gonna be doing some practice. And in particular, I want to work on perspective in bodies. The big thing is I want to draw things faster. That is still the ultimate goal here. Be fast. So fast you can't even believe it. And figuring out some of these random perspective things is a thing. I would like to stop having to do this every time. And just, you know, get it right the first time. So that is what I will be practicing. And I want to expand what you would call a visual library. So for people that have never heard this term before, it's basically the sum of everything I have ever seen. And you can kind of improve it by just drawing things repeatedly. Because things get Have you ever tried to draw something before and you're just like, wait, I don't actually know what this looks like, or wait, I drew the thing and I drew everything I remembered, but it still doesn't look like the thing. And this is normal. Because when you look at something, your brain omits a lot of details because your brain is a lying liar that tries to simplify things down for you. So that this way you don't get overwhelmed by detail. And this is actually, like, excellent in daily life. Because you're not gonna get overwhelmed with details and, you know, like, short-circuit your brain and just be tired all the time. But it's terrible for art, because for art, you actually have to know how things look. So the way to kind of reduce the amount of time that your brain, or the amount of information that your brain restricts, is just to draw it over and over again. Then after a while, looking at the thing, getting all these details will not eat all your brain's capacity, and so your brain will stop hiding things from you. It's fantastic, so I'm working on that. And what it comes down to, I just gotta draw some things repeatedly. And drawing heads repeatedly, when I was making all those shorts, actually did help quite a lot. And now I'm just taking it to the next level. And I think I'll probably make some more shorts based on my training arc. And who knows, maybe I'll make some more, you know, regular long-form videos about it too, so this way you too can have your own training arc. And just make all the things, and have it be super wonderful. Because making all the things is pretty wonderful. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna erase all of this. We're gonna focus on the initial curls, and then I'll draw the longer parts afterward. I might even do it on a new layer. But at this point, I'm flailing hard enough that I would like to just dig into this part. I gotta do one thing at a time. That's what matters. That's what matters here. So we're gonna go extremely 1920s here, apparently. It's funny, I think I described the silhouette of the dress minus cardigan as very 1920s as well. This was the kind of thing that they were into. It's okay, personally, I think 1920s fashion is pretty awesome. So I'm not surprised that I'm drawing a little bit of inspiration there. Like, I was just talking about visual libraries, and I can tell you that I have seen many a thing from that era because I think the fashion there was pretty cool. Even if the culture was a little special. So I am not surprised that I can draw on that whenever I want to. Okay. Okay, so I think this is pretty round. And I think I would actually like this part to start just a little bit lower down. Let the bangs be super fluffy out here. And be a little bit larger than the back silhouette of the hair there. I think that could actually look extremely cute, and it'll make this part of the hair just look that much fluffier. At some point, I'm gonna need to switch this back to white, but, you know, for now, this is fine. Alright, let's fluff this up. Fluff, 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 fluff. Just gonna be beyond fluffy once I have it all down in there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that little curve. Oh, that curve is huge. That's exactly what I needed. So we come up, and then we come down. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at how much fluffier that looks now. Because now it looks like it's kind of coming out. And I think it should actually be coming out a little bit higher, so let's adjust that. This is normally the kind of thing that I would actually prefer to adjust when I'm working with proper colors, but it's fine. I can do it with the inverted colors. Because what I'm seeing here is just a bunch of very round shapes. So I can still follow them. I can follow them. I know exactly what I'm doing here. And I think it is pretty fantastic. Okay, and I think this part, I don't know, should you be like sticking out through there and... So I'm debating with myself. I'm like, okay, this side hair, is it on top of the front hair? Or is it behind it? And that's a decision I need to make. Hello there, Gilbert. Welcome. So I'm gonna go ahead and erase some lines, and I'm gonna do some science. I kind of like this, actually. Just letting this part sit on top. Then this will come down and just kind of be sitting out there. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Okay, let's invert the colors again. Get some proper color in there. Okay, yeah, I can see it. I think I can make this even fluffier, though. We are just going for a supreme amount of fluff here. Never be too fluffy. Okay. I don't know, I guess there's probably a shadow there then. Looks a little bit rollish, but I think I can fix that. Oh, it's fine. But yes, I figured that was the case, because I haven't seen your name before. Always good to have new people. Like I said, welcome. So, I hope you enjoy what I draw here. Let's see, where's... What do I want to call this? Hair mid. I don't know what to call it. So now I can do the second layer here. But yeah, I just kind of go through, draw a thing, and I try to talk about my thought process as much as I can. I'm always a little afraid I'm a little bit rambly. Trying to focus on drawing the thing and talking about the thing at the same time is surprisingly tricky. I never had any real appreciation for how difficult it was to do until I tried to do it myself. Oh yeah, right now I'm just trying to design this hair shape. Oh, very nice. What kind of things do you draw? I still really hate this side. What the heck are you supposed to do? Do you just curl behind the head or something? Will you look better if I just do not curl in front of the face? Oh, very nice. I largely started drawing because I wanted to draw my original characters as well. That was pretty much the only reason, really. So, you're in good company there. It's like, I know exactly what I'm going for the hair here. I am just having trouble getting some shapes that I enjoy. Some of it just feels a little bit off. And I'm having trouble placing why. Yeah, for me, I like focusing very much on shapes, so I find it easier to draw like this than I do with, like, lines. I just see silhouettes and shapes a lot more easily when I do it like this. So it works for me. And I'm always happy to show my kind of slightly unorthodox process, because I don't see very many people out on YouTube drawing like this. I wouldn't say I have a favorite food. I'm not much of a food person. I eat to sustain myself. I do not eat for joy. I guess something like this works. Put in some little rolls here. Gotta get those cute little curls. And they must be cute and curly. Nope, not really. I drink pretty much exclusively milk and water. Honestly, I can't even remember the last time I had something else. I guess I had a milkshake recently. That's a little bit different from milk, I suppose. But I don't know. I've just been... I just don't tend to think about food like that. I'm just like, okay. I'm the type of person that can forget to eat if I'm not careful. Just because I'm doing something else, and I'm like, oh, wait. My body needs sustenance if I wish to continue. No wonder I'm tired. I will indeed forget to eat if I'm not careful. That works. Thank you very much. Okay. Let's see if I can wrangle these shapes into submission here. So we have something like this. This could probably remain mostly dark, but I'll go ahead and make it light there. It'll probably be something like that in the end, and I think it might look okay if I put some loose hair up here. Probably back here too. I don't know, I feel like this takes away from the feeling of a tuft of fur, so maybe I should just do it like that. I guess that works. Now that I kind of want to figure out the maki rolls of her hair here. So let's see here. I think I gotta figure out this before I can really move on. Yes. I am trying to turn this doggy here into a person. So this entire design is inspired by the doggy. That's the idea of this entire thing. Please never mind that the doggy is technically a boy. It's never stopped me before, and I prefer drawing girls. So, here we are. So there we go. I just want to get this, like, super freaking round. We are gonna have the fluffiest bangs ever on this character. They're gonna be so stinking fluffy. Be the most petable hair ever. But first, I just really gotta perfect those shapes there. And right now, I just do not feel like they are there yet. They are not nearly round enough. I gotta push this even harder. Oh, very nice. It can be fun to do some cross-fandom stuff like that. Lately, I've been enjoying designing my own things. Like I still draw fan art of other people's designs, but if I'm gonna do that, a lot of the time I just keep the design the same. But yeah, lately I've just had a bit of a character design itch. So I'm just like, yeah, let's go. Let's design some characters. It'll be great. And I like the little outfit that I put together for this character. And I'm gonna invert the head so that this way I can see the hair just a little bit better. Since the hair is so light and the skin tone is so light. So we're gonna have Nega Koromaru here for a second. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'll switch it back later. Once I am fully satisfied with the shapes here. Aw. Well, I mean, that's where fan art is useful. I heard some art advice once that has never failed me before, in that if you don't know what to draw Hatsune Miku. So, there you go. and I have done it. If I get stuck, you know, when in doubt, just draw Miku. Works great. This needs to be rounder, which means this needs to be rounder. I'm just trying to figure out how all of this connects, you know, kind of up at the top of her head there. So if it's connecting like that, then the part of her hair is going to be somewhere like right over there. Yes, alas, YouTube does not allow links. It's okay. If you tell me where to go, I can look after stream. Or if it's just up on your YouTube channel or something. I can check it out after stream. But for now, I got some shapes to wrangle. Well, don't you have to be signed in order to leave comments on YouTube? But yeah, if you don't have your stuff uploaded to the internet, then it would indeed be quite difficult for me to take a look at it, unfortunately. Okay, and I do feel like these shapes are getting there. They are a lot better than they were 5 minutes ago, so I will take it. Ah, I see. Okay, that makes sense. It's okay. Having a YouTube account is overrated. You don't need to get lost in a sea of just content farm. Okay. Alright, and I can tell that I've been talking a lot because my nose has been running very badly, so I'm gonna go blow my nose real quick. Sorry, still a little bit sick. I'm hoping I'll get better soon, but I will be right back. Just gotta go blow my nose. Alright, I am back. Sorry about that. It was getting to the point where I felt like I was kinda choking every time I talked. So I just kinda had to go deal with that. Unfortunately. But I am back. So, here we go. Back to just getting this to be the most unbelievably round bangs I can ever draw. I've drawn some round bangs before, but I think that these are even rounder than those ones, and I do want there to be a little gap there. Alright. See you later. Do you want me to call you something besides Gilbert? If that's your dad's account? But regardless, I'll see you later. Have a nice day. Thanks for stopping by. All right. Feels good. Talk when I no longer feel like I am choking on my words, literally. I needed that. All right, and now we can go back to figuring this out. I'm still not quite sure what to do over here, so let's make this like this, and... Okay, so here. Here. I'm almost certainly going to have to adjust the bottom there, but I would like to figure out the top. So that this way I know how to adjust the bottom. You know, you gotta do one thing at a time. One thing at a time. So let's see here. I think the way this connects is it kind of goes up there. Let's not worry about this connection just yet. We're just gonna get where this kind of connects up into here. And I actually think that this part will connect a little bit more kind of like this. It's hard to describe, but basically, I think we see a little bit more of the top. In fact, I can probably put most of this area in shadow back here. Okay, so now we're nice and round here. And I can get the shape of the hair in this. So it's going to be nice and round and curly. And I can do something like this to kind of clear out the shape eventually. I think that was premature, but it's fine. I'll just do it again. And I want the bottom of this to be in shadow because they're like round and curly, right? So we have this part hitting the light. And then we have this part that's going to be in shadow because it's curving downward. In fact, I'm going to do this all the way across. So it's curving downward. So this is where that curve happens. So now it looks very, very round. I'm actually not satisfied with the roundness of some stuff around here. We are just making things round today. That is the goal of this first phase of the hair, I guess. Just get it very round. Very, very round. I do not feel like here is quite round enough. I kind of want to follow this shape, basically. So while I'm following that curve, I think that'll be what gets me what I want here. Yeah, that looks pretty round. That's pretty cute. Okay. Now then. Let's see here. Let's see here. How do I get this last one? That's gonna be the big thing, is just how do I get the last one? So if I'm gonna erase some stuff here. I do think that there will be hair there. I mean, naturally her hairline is, you know, somewhere in here, but I just wanna I wanna feel the cute little curl. I gotta feel it in my heart. I gotta make it real here. And then so it'll do something like this. Like I said, I'll be putting some stuff back, but right now I gotta feel the cute little curl. I must be one with the cute little curl if I want it to look right. Sometimes it's just all about energy. You don't have to believe in pseudoscientific woo in order to acknowledge that energy exists. Sometimes it just comes down to you look at something and it makes you feel something, and that's especially true with art. Art's supposed to make you feel something, right? So art will have a certain energy to it. And I just need to get that energy. So that's all I'm trying to do. I must feel the little curl. And, you know, easier said than done. So for that, I'm actually kind of carving it out of the hair as a temporary measure, and I will go and add in the rest of the hair afterward. I can do that. I have 2 hair layers. I can do whatever I want. But this is making it easier for me to understand, so it's worth. Okay, and I need these curls to be lower here because her head is angled this way. That is probably also throwing off the energy a little bit. Okay. Okay, but I do feel like I'm getting somewhere. Sometimes I just gotta have to take things apart and deconstruct them in order to really understand it. But I have done that, and I am indeed starting to understand it a little bit better. So I should be able to carve it out nicely. Let's see, I'm saying... Yeah. So what I need to do is pay attention to where I have these areas drawn and draw the bottoms of the little curls. You know, the ones that we can't see. In a more accurate spot so that this way, this one will curl up like that. And it should all feel accurate and cohesive and all that good stuff. There we go. There's a little gap in there still, and I think that is exactly what I want. Now, how do you connect at the top here? Because actually, what I think might be happening here is I think this might need to actually curve out a little bit more in this direction. Right now I have everything going very strongly in that direction, and it doesn't look right to me. And to be fair, my brain is maybe 50% of the... 50% here, just because, you know, still sick, unfortunately. But I think I actually want the hair to start kind of curving out this direction. Like, I still think that this kind of curve is accurate over there, but like I want it all to be joining in the middle here. So if I'm doing that, let me get my hot pink. When in doubt, hot pink. That's not pink enough. There we go. That is super hot. So we have this, and then the bangs will be coming out of it. Let me find the point on her forehead that I think all of this should be coming out. So it's kind of near the top of her head, so like right here. So they're all going to be coming out right about there. So that would mean that we have... stuff, you know, coming out like this. Next one like this. Well, let's spider out. And that's like not 100% accurate, but... Because yeah, what I have is way fluffier. And I think that's fine. But I think this little spine setup should help me. So let's see here. If you're coming out like right there. Man, I made these like ultra fluffy then. You know what? I'm okay with this. I am. I'm okay with this. I'll do what I want. All right. Then we'll have this part coming out here. One moment. Man, involuntary coughing. I try to avoid coughing too loudly on stream because it's like, man, I'm here trying to create a nice relaxing atmosphere, and then suddenly cough, hack, hack. Not relaxing at all. All right. I'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping by. Have a nice day. Okay. So I'm still kind of caught between two ideas here. Of the bangs kind of shifting to the left a little versus them kind of fanning outward from the middle. And I mean, I think the fanning out is accurate here, but how do I reconcile this curve here? Like, do I just do it like this? I guess it makes sense. I think I want to push this a little further outside then. Because this will kind of define the shape of the whole thing. Okay, is this doing what I want now? Maybe. I don't know. Art is hard. I still feel like this one's on top, though. At this angle. So I will still kind of define these ones like that. Am I still drawing it too much from the front? Let me make my spider a little bit better here. Okay, so once again, center of her forehead, so probably about here. Let me use kind of what I've got here. So I probably have this going a little bit too high, because it's like if I have this all the way up there, this isn't even on her head. You can tell, I have never drawn bangs like this before. If we're talking visual libraries, this is brand new. So I'm kind of having to figure it out from the beginning. So if I want something like that, it's growing out like that. I don't think that makes sense. So maybe I should just start again. Okay. Let's try to understand it. Try to understand what I'm going for here. Okay. So basically, we have an extremely curly bang. It comes out here and curls around like pure nonsense here. Okay. And then we got the next one coming out. So it comes out like this and it curls around like pure nonsense, and we keep going. So this one's going to be further back. It'll do something like this. And then if this was the front view, I wanted to curve this way. But because it's a side view, I think it actually does something like this. And then from here, it starts curling the other direction. So that's probably a little bit too strong. And then it totally fans out. Slight nonsense. It's got to be as nonsense as the other side. So I think that is more accurate to what I am trying to do here. So let's try to structure it a little bit more like that. In fact, I think I'm just going to take the entire thing here, and I'm going to move the bangs onto a new layer, just so that this way I can draw them in peace and not have to worry about stuff. Okay, so now I have the bangs. One moment, still got another cough. Cough is getting pretty bad, so I might go grab some water. Okay. So right here, I think, in theory, is like the hairline, right? And it kind of goes across, and we got hair here. So this is poofing out pretty hard, but that's fine. I think that actually can work. So I'll just let it poof. Right now, we're going to pretend like she has no bangs. And I'm just going to draw this in darkness. And because this is anime, there's going to be some moderate nonsense. It's fine. Because it's more important that I keep the particular shape language around the face here than it is for it to be, like, accurate to how perspective works. And I want this to overlap her cheek. You know, something like that. And I'll go ahead and connect this strand out here. Just kind of let it come in here. But I think I've got something good with these bangs, so I would like to try to get the shape right here. But sometimes I just gotta flail a bit. It's all good. Especially when I'm kind of sick. Okay. Let's make this just a little bit less puffy. Okay. And I do think that's about where the hairline goes. It is perhaps a little bit flat there, but I think it's good. This seems like an appropriately sized forehead. It's anime, so it's a little bit large, and that's fine. Okay. And I'll go ahead and shape all of this correctly. And once again, I do want it covering the side of her face. So I will try to get the shapes good here. I should not see too much of this weird teal color, I guess, since I have the face colors inverted right now. I shouldn't see too much of that. Okay. But I think that's the kind of shape that I want there, and I'll figure out the third layer in just a little bit. For now, I would like to figure out the ultra fluffy bangs. And I think I will be starting over, actually. Okay. So this is the kind of shape that I want. This is the kind of shape that will actually look good. Okay, and hair here, I think I'm actually going to add another dark shadow. So let me find a nice color. Please let me select my thing, thank you. That's a little bit too much. That is perfect. Okay. So I will use this color for a lot of things. I'm just gonna plop everything in this area in this color for now. So that this way I can draw the bangs in peace. Okay. So I already know that they're like coming out of one point there. Let me go ahead and put this at like 50% opacity so I can see. And we're gonna let this floof out there. And then there will be like shadows. The bottom is still going to be mostly in shadow. And now I can focus on getting the shape of the hair here. Okay. So then we have the gap. And we have this strand here. There's going to be like a shadow there. And then it comes out. And I think this looks way better. Like, this is incredibly messy. But the idea is way more solid. Okay. So now I just gotta make them look nice. Which is probably gonna involve a lot of liquefy and a lot of shenanigans. Her head is tilted very slightly back, so we do see a little bit more of the bottom than we do the top. And I am a little bit sick, and I can tell that I'm getting a little bit tired. So I might need to end stream just a little bit early today. But it's okay. I'm glad that I was able to come and draw. So I might save perfecting this for next time. Make sure that I like the way it looks, and the way it's coming out of her hair, and all that good stuff. Because right now, this doesn't quite look right to me. Like, the idea is so much better. Everything about this is so much more solid. But nonetheless, it's still kind of lacking in a lot of things. Like, I can see her hairline there, right? And that's not really something I can have, so I have to figure out how to fill in a bunch of this. Okay, let's make some of these shapes a little bit nicer, at least. It is okay. When I came here today, I kind of had a feeling that I wouldn't be at my best drawing-wise. I think it's kind of inevitable when you start trying to do stuff when you're sick. But you know what? I am so much further than I would be if I didn't come and draw at all. So, very worth. And I do like the idea behind this hair. I think this hair is very cute. Let's see, what do I do with you? Normally I would say draw more hair, so you know what? Sounds good to me. Let's draw some more hair. Let's make the strand a little bit thicker. It does need to come out though, so I do need the shape to be a particular way in order to make that look right. And if my center is right about there, I don't want this guy sticking out too far to the side. But he could be a little bit bigger. And honestly, as long as this is sufficiently big, I don't think it'll actually look bad if I erase there. Yeah. Okay, let me make this just a little bit longer. And I feel like the pointy part here... Yeah, the pointy part here up at the top, I think should be a little bit higher up. Let's really bring that out. Kind of same with this side. And then each of these probably have their own little points where they start coming out of the head there. I don't have it drawn right. One moment again. But yeah, I can feel my throat's kind of giving out, so I want to kind of get the structure in, and then I think I'll stop for today. I want to do some more, but the body demands it. Okay. So I think that's the general structure. I'll see how I feel about it next time. And I think I can make that look really... I think I can make that look good. And then here, you know, I kind of want to match some of what I got going there. I did change some things. I'm gonna reinvert the face. This way she doesn't look completely negative there. We'll go put the Hoge back up there too. I think I made her hair a little bit less fluffy than I should. So I might fluff the top back out a little bit more. Basically, there's a bunch of things that I think I can do. But I got something going today, and I do think that the design does look a little bit better overall than it did last time. So I just gotta. Just gotta. Just gotta get it. But I do think that I will stop there for today. Just because my throat can't take it anymore. I'm so sad. But it's okay. I'm happy I got to come. Alright. Well, next time, hopefully I can get the hair shaped the way I want and I can stop flailing. And all will be well. For now, I just want to thank you all for coming, even though I am perhaps not at my best. And thanks for watching. And I hope that you're able to make something wonderful today, as always. I'll see you all tomorrow.